Hey, what's up, everybody? Streamlabs crashed on me, but we are back because I don't give up. So let's turn that on. I guess that'll start over. And then I'll put on Little Rob. Turn on Big Rob. There we go. So it happens. What was I saying? Yeah, so I like to see like the kids coloring they're not contests now because they just everyone puts one up, but you know, my favorite thing. I like to go, which one of these, you know, like, well, I never can find out who made it, right? But like I love looking at it to see which kids just really tried to do paint by numbers and which one just went with the full emotion. You know,
right.
I love the full emotion ones. They're like,
yeah, I still like coloring on like the coloring stuff that they give you at like restaurants. If like somebody like leaves like crayons or stuff behind, or they're just like out in the open for you to grab and take back to the table without like embarrassingly asking the waitress or the waiter.
I would like the free crayons.
Can I have a coloring book page? Can I have your shitty free waxy crayons, please?
I did
to entertain myself before my meal.
I did try to give some crayons a go like a year or two ago. I was like, hey, I haven't used crayons since I was a kid. I'm like, no, I'm not using crayons anymore. Not doing this.
I got it. Mike and I went to Lightbox Expo a couple years ago in 2022, and I don't know, like we had like a bunch of downtime between like, cause like the show ended early on Friday, and I was like, well, I don't know what we're gonna go do because like our plans and stuff are for Saturday, like all of our big plans and stuff are for Saturday. So we had to go by Target anyway to like go pick up like some toiletries I left at the house. So like while we were there, like I just picked up like a Disney princess, I think it was like My Little Pony, a coloring book with like the Crayola like 64 bucks of crayons, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't used crayons in forever. And I think I colored like that Friday night, and I haven't touched like my box of crayons since.
Yeah, they're not. I didn't enjoy crayons when I was a kid. Like I got real lucky in high school. My art teacher, she's a good teacher. You know, she didn't really like she wanted me to be more of a fine artist, and I kept like, we'll do still life, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll draw Nintendo consoles. She hated that. You know, it's like, it's still life, it's sitting there. But you know, she said, you should try color pencil size. There was something I did, and she's like, you should. So she gave me this. The school had a set of 120. I guess no one used them. Give these a shot. And then she, you know, it turns out I was really good with those. So she was like, she just gave me the set. She's like, no one uses these things. You can have them. And I used those for quite a few years until 2001. I did this giant piece for a friend. You know, like a girl I was trying to impress. And it was like an Alphonse Mucha, you know, Art Nouveau piece. Super intricate, all color pencil. My knuckles wanted to explode. Like I was burnishing too hard, and my hand just crippled me to make this piece. And never even got a date out of it. And I was like, okay, one, I'm never drawing for girls again. That's one. Drawing for Rob. Two, color pencil's not for me. And I didn't touch them again until about 10 years ago when I was doing all these Copic stuff. And I was like, man, blending Copics is just not something I like to do. And I'm like, what if I just use the color pencils to blend, right? Like I use that as the transition, so I don't have to deal with marker fluid or getting the right paper and hoping it worked out.
Right.
And I started doing more of that, and then I found out that they finally have oil base versus the wax base color pencils.
Oh,
and
they do? Oh,
that's what polychroma says. They're oil base, so they lay down like butter. Like this, they feel good.
Man.
Yeah, it's not. If you're used to Prismacolors, those things are crumbly. They fall apart. They're like mush.
Yeah.
Like no.
I use the Faber-Castell ones, and I like them okay. Like I'll do like but I don't use them for like heavy coloring. They're just more for like splashes of like things here and there. Like if I've already finished like a sketch cover or like a 9x12 or something.
Yeah, the polychromos are oil based, so they just smooth. It depends on what paper you. I mean, like I said, I've used them on everything, and I love the thing myself. So, but I do think it's just some people, they have it in them or not. I think what it is, I like to draw. I like to use color as a texture, and I like to draw. So The color
Yeah.
pencil, I feel more like I'm drawing than I'm at the mercy of a marker. Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you know, the last 4 or 5 years, the quality of Copic markers is questionable at best. Like they can just blurt out ink for no reason. Like,
Yep. Or they just dry up with like. I have a couple of like the skin tone colors that I use like often, and like the nibs will just like I'll use like a skin tone like last week, and then like this week it can be completely dry. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like the nib is like crystallized in like a week's time of like not using it. It's like, you're so fragile. I do like the Olo markers though, like that new brand. Those are really good.
Yeah, they're not fully the Ohuhu. Is that the one? The Ohuhu?
Yeah, I hear Ohuhu's good too.
Oh, okay. Which one did you say was good?
Olo, O-L-O.
Oh, Olo. Okay. I know the logo.
They're I think they're designed by the same guy that used to work for Copic. Like I met him they had like a stand in Lightbox Expo as well, and the guy was like really transparent. He's like, yeah, I used to work for Copic. I used to be like one of like their head marker people, and I don't work there anymore. He didn't go into specifics, but he's like, but now I want to create my own marker. I'm like, all right, well, more power to you. But I really like the way their tips feel, and their refill process is so much easier. It's like they just give you like a little ink capsule that you like pop in and out, instead of these big tubes like filled with ink that you had to like take your marker apart, basically the nibs out or whatever.
I'll look into it. I like using the markers on the craft paper because they soak up more, and they work really good on Hammermill 100-pound cardstock.
Okay.
I can't describe it. If you like smooth stuff, Hammermill 100-pound cardstock, they blend really smooth. I did I did a Death, Sandman, and that other chick with the weird fishes color pencil piece on that stock. But I tried, Delirium. But I also did like some marker tests, and their markers, they feel great on that. I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been using what have I been using? I've been using. Where's my paper? Borden and Riley Paris paper.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The purple cover? Is it the purple one? With the purple Eiffel Tower on there.
The Eiffel Tower. Yeah.
Right. That. Yeah.
I like it. It's a little. It says 108 pounds. It's a little thinner than I think I'd want it to be, but it's really smooth. It blends pretty good too. It's like better than like the Canson or Strathmore, I think.
Right.
Fuck. Okay. Seems like it's just gonna fall down.
Yeah, so I think if I replace some markers, I'll try the Olo when I do a replacement. But I have so many refills left that, when I use them, I'm like, well, I'm just going to use this till all the alcohol evaporates, I guess. Like, I'm not chucking them.
Yeah.
Like, I bought them. So, but when I go to replace, I mean, it is easier sometimes with skin tones just to lay it down, but I don't know.
It gives you like a nice smooth face anyway.
But that's the thing. I like texture. I'm weird. I'm weird like that. Like with the color pencil. Plus, I feel like I could charge more for color pencil because I'm like, yeah, it's harder, right? Like, everyone's like, oh, this is like real. I'm like, yeah, it wasn't harder for me, but harder for most people. So it's the one. Yeah. I have no superpowers with art, but I would say I don't even color pencil. I can just do whatever I want to do. Like, I'm real like fortunate with that way. Like, I'm like, this will work. I know it'll work. Anyway, it'll work. It'll take me a little bit, but it'll work. But the marker color pencil combination on the mixed media tonal cardstock, was it Strathmore? Does that cardstock? They have a cardstock, a mixed media.
They do.
Yeah, the mixed media is really good. Their regular tone paper is too thin, like rips in 2 seconds, but the cardstock's nice.
Yeah, I bought one on. Yeah, I bought the tone tan mixed media paper on accident, thinking that I just read like tone tanned, not that it was mixed media. And like whenever I got home, I was like, oh my god, this shit's like so thick.
Right.
I was like, but this is like a happy accident. So
yeah. Plus, you know, when they hold it, they're like, oh, it feels heavy. It feels like I bought something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 400 pounds instead of 100 pounds. Yeah, it feels like you bought something.
Right.
I have to draw like so much lace stitching, like shoelaces, you know, like for like how the shoelaces that cross over.
Yeah.
I have to do this on like this girl's top, and her boots, and her bottoms.
Yeah. It takes a while. Takes a while. Let's see if Photoshop never backs up the file you wanted backed up when it crashes. Always. I'm like, all right. Did I lose 10 minutes of work or 20 minutes of work? Let's see.
My graphic design teacher in the middle of class, she would always just yell out, Command S or Control S or whatever it is for Windows or whatever. But just like at random times, and like, oh shit, yeah, we gotta save.
No, I lost like an hour. I wasn't saving. I thought I was. I wonder if it reset my keyboard commands. Windows did some update, and like every one of my preferences on this computer got like rearranged. God, I've lost all my work for today.
Oh my god, that's so frustrating.
Rarely happens, but figured it would happen today.
Maybe I'm like your bad luck. Maybe I'm like your bad luck charm. You lost all your work. Your stream crashed.
No, I can only blame myself on this one. It backed up it recovered everything but the one I was working on. You figure that one out.
But, you know.
This is so frustrating. Well, I mean, what can Rob do? I mean, it's all background stuff essentially. So like, it's not.
But it's
that...
still like it's double work at this point.
Yeah, well, you know, I told him I'm not a monthly artist, so this is why. They go, well, Rob, if you were doing it all traditionally, you wouldn't lose it. Yeah, sure. You never spilled coffee all over your art before? Well,
Right. Have you ever dripped Copic down your entire page because your marker just decided it wanted to burp? Yeah, it's awful. I'm gonna scramble and figure out how to fix it. I mean, just doing art in general, there's like lots of pros and cons to everything.
Try a little trick. Let's try crashing it and see if it will recover the older version. Sometimes there is one in the memory, and if you just like terminate it, and you know, you can do that end task where you terminate it.
Right.
That's the weirdest thing ever. I did that, and it's still open. This is a very interesting error. The problem with you have to be your own IT person when you're a freelancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know, I've never seen this one before. You know, you'd think 30 years I'd seen it all, but nope. I don't even use
Buddy, I'm gonna
new
kick you
versions.
out.
Okay. I ended it, but it's still open. That. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, folks, I'm going to have to reboot the old computer. So I think we're just going to end the stream here. Because now I just have Photoshop on my screen even though it's closed. I don't know what to do with that. Well, Marissa, it's not you. You're not bad luck. I've had other people on the stream and we've had issues before. You're like, it's me. It's not you. It happens. I know I was hitting save while I was working, you know? Yeah. So that's an issue. I will figure this one out and then I'll just have to redraw what I drew. That's just going to be the end of it. So, all right.
It'll be a little faster this time anyway.
It's never faster. What? Fast? You're hanging out with more proficient artists than me, Marissa. All right, like fast is not what we do here. It's a marathon at Sketchcraft, not a sprint. Okay.
I'm not built for speed. I'm not built for speed either.
Yeah. No, I will just grumble. I call it grumble fucking. I'm just gonna grumble fuck my way through it. You know what I mean? And complain. What I like to do when I get into a situation like this is I put on like a documentary like the Sweatbox. You ever watch that?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, they were Emperor's New Groove?
Yes, it's one of my favorite movies.
When they were developing that, they brought Sting on, the singer, at the very beginning of development and said, hey, we'd like you to do all the music for the film, the way they kind of did Tarzan with Phil Collins and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
And he agreed, but with the caveat, he would do it, but if they let his wife film the whole process as a documentary. They said, yeah, that'll be great. No big deal. So she did. And it was originally called Kingdom Under the Sun. And it was a very serious movie. It was totally different. And it went to shit. Oh. And it was all caught on camera. And they, at the end, and it, all the way down to when it was changed, and all of the music he made for the film was taken out of it, except for the ending song. That ending song is not for this movie. It was for a different movie. That's why it's weirdly sentimental, because it was a love story initially, featuring Owen Wilson, and it was a whole thing. And Disney scrapped it. But several years ago, I imagine Sting's wife, somebody leaked it onto the internet. And it's on YouTube now, the Sweatbox.
Oh, okay.
So anytime I go through this, I just put on the Sweatbox and watch everyone suffer while I suffer. You know?
That's so funny.
But there's this great...
company.
Yeah, especially Disney. There's this great part where at the end, the initial ending was Cusco gets his theme park and everyone's happy, and Sting writes a letter. He goes, I refuse to be part of a company where the moral of the story is everyone gets a theme park, you know? Yeah. And he's like, he's right. He has a point. Like, it's hilarious. Yeah. The Sweatbox.
Cusco's a spoiled brat.
Highly recommend you leave that one on sometime.
Okay.
So you can see Disney execs full of their own shit. So.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I'm going to roll and pray to goodness when I reboot this computer, it opens up the old file. Otherwise, I'm going to have to remake everything. But Marissa, thank you for hanging out. Be sure to check out Marissa Pope's stuff. From now on, I'm going to make some screen caps of like your stuff and Shelby's stuff. And I'm going to make screen caps of your site so I can bring it up. So they can all see you guys' sites, and we can show everyone how great the art is on the other side of the pond, so to say. So thanks for hanging out, Marissa.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace.